Don't keep the phone in your pocket or you will exceed the as-tested exposure guidelines. Now, how many of you knew that before today? Because they actually are now giving people this information. Telstra is telling you to use a hands-free device to keep a mobile phone away from the head and body. Because mobile phones and Wi-Fi devices emit pulsed microwave radiation. 900 times a minute, it's looking for a signal. It says to the tower, where are you? Here I am. Where are you? Here I am. It's smart. That's how it's supposed to do. Now, when the phone rings, the worst time for you to put a phone right next to your head is when you answer it and say hello. Because it's smart and it goes to max power. And bone marrow. And look here at the radiation as it gets into the groin area. And that's just from having a mobile phone modeled into the pocket. The United States magazine Consumer Reports recently recommended that nobody keep a phone in their pocket. Nobody.
Shalom, shalom, Israel. I want to start by giving our glory and honor praises to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH, and the brother I'm from down in Tampa Bay, Florida. From the camp of prophets of Babylon, come another quick key to the spirit prayer by YAHAWASHI. Lord, went to the edified and feed the sheep. Devil honor said I was an apostle, great millstone, who teach you well. Peace and blessings to the brothers for pushing this work into sincerity, to the sky abroad. And I want to get into a little lesson. All right, we're going into the post that you've seen of this lady identifying, okay, the craftiness of Esau Edom's technology, man. Okay, because here you have it. All right, people today, man, have these cell phones, man. All right, which connect to these towers that is being mentioned in these videos, and it's pretty much being identified of the technology that Esau is using is destroying, all right, bits and pieces of your body. All right, as you constantly use these things, it's playing off of those signals, man, which attack certain cells in your bodies. All right, your mood. All right, all these certain things, man, when you really go deep into it, which he kind of broke it down in the video, but tying it up with the scriptures, man, because these things that Esau does as a part of his craftiness and mainly, you know, a way of him, all right, pretty much trying to get the control of the masses of the people. All right, and with that, he has to use certain things like this, all right, which is your modern day technology, all right, to use the people, all right, and consume them within the things that he has. Okay, so we're gonna grab a couple of scriptures and bring it out. Lord, when you are edified. All right, starting off with the book of Micah, chapter 2, verse 10, which is one of my favorite scriptures. All right, because this really just identifies the fact of why we can't find settled rest here, man. Okay, we can't be in the mind frame of trying to live here. If you are a so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, all right, you cannot find rest within this place known as America. Okay, Babylon the Great, man. Okay, this place of confusion. All right, because here you have it, things are here to disrupt, okay, that rest, man. All right, ultimately, as the scripture says, man, this is not a place of rest, man. It's wickedness going on here. It's all kinds of sickness and diseases and state of mourning, okay, because of these things, man. All right, so grabbing that in the scripture. All right, grab it. I ain't gonna be too long, just straight to the point. I can even grab starting at verse 1, Micah chapter 2, verse 1. It says, woe to them that devise iniquity, meaning sin upon sin, okay, and work evil upon their beds. So these devils know that this technology would do these type of acts amongst you know, your masters of the people, man. All right, so they know that these things are going to be effective to their system, their bodies, and they put it out there still, man. Okay, because as the scripture goes on, it's going to explain why. It says, when the morning is light, I mean, the sun comes up, all right, it's morning, they practice it. So here you have it, these devils sit amongst each other, all right, and they console with each other, they talk about these things, and they figure out ways to keep the people, all right, constantly under a certain manipulation. And this is a certain tool that they use, all right, with added on the phones and added on certain other technologies that's Bluetooth devices or wireless devices, man. All right. It says they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. Right. All right. Proceeding to Job 9:24, the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. All right. Esau uses these, these devices and craftiness of his tools to pretty much destroy the people's mind, man. Wonder why you still have certain things that you're still dealing with, or you're feeling sick or certain days, or you're feeling this type of illness. This all these certain things because he's using these certain things to break down. All right, ultimately to your death, man. All right, break you down to your death because they have that power in their hand. They make these things come to play. All right. It says, because it is in the power of their hand. So, these devils have that structure, all right now. And Job 9:24, as I mentioned earlier, okay, the earth is given to the hand of the wicked, man. They do these things and they're not letting up. That's why you see the technology advancing. If you go back 2000 and before that, 1990, whatever, they didn't have these type of devices like that, man. That's why you see the generation getting worse and worse and worse as the time go on, man. Because you have it, these things are causing more, dumbness, okay, to the pretty much the younger generation, man. All right. But this is Micah chapter 2, verse 10. It says, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted." It's polluted with what? All sorts of wickedness. Okay, you got witchcraft and rituals that goes out throughout these devices. Television is a thing that keep you completely stuck in the matrix. Okay, phones keeping you stuck in the matrix. All right, now we have to use these things, of course, but as scripture says, we use the word but not abuse it. So if we was to abuse these things and to overly indulge in these things and just pretty much be in a worldly mindset, these things will corrupt you, okay, and take over you. But because through the Spirit of BAHASHAM Shai, we don't walk in these things and we don't just indulge in these things, all right, but we use it to our benefits to, do edifying lessons as this, all right, to edify you and warn you that, these things are being used against you, all right, to pretty much destroy you, all right. And this is speaking to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American. Once again, if you're a new listener, this is something you should take good heed to. Okay, as here it is that you're in the midst of these things, man. All right. It says it shall destroy you. It says because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with the sword destruction. And when you go to that word sword, pretty much distress, sickness, and illness. But we'll grab it still, just to get the point. All right. Those things, all right, play a part on your system. All right, so sore, it says painful, grievous, aching, sad, wounding, and influenced, and meaning sore, wounded. So here you have it, you got all these things that correlate from this word sore. And when you go into these things of the 5G towers and things like that, and so all right, what does that promote? It promotes those sores, which goes into the aching and painful feelings, because these people are amongst these towers are close to it. No wonder why you get a major headache, or you start feeling all sick and stuff, because you are surrounded by these certain voltages that's pushing out a certain vibration amongst your body, man, which is causing that disruption within your internal situation, or internal system. Was what I was trying to say, but that's the point on that. Let me grab this scripture, okay, to back that up. It says, let me see. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 14, verse 7. And if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly, right? Because here you have it, Esau will create these type of things, and here you have he's investing in promoting, these new technologies, okay, new cell phones, new this and new that, and it seemed to be of a good thing, All right, but ultimately it's not, because it says if he doeth it unwillingly. So something crafty, this devil did it, or which doesn't have a good intention behind it. Okay, it says, and at the last he will declare his wickedness, because once again that's revealing the fact that Esau, Edom, so-called white man, has something planned behind it. That's why you have certain things that you see today that you consume, all right, which you can go into food or medicine. You take it for a good reason that's been prescribed to you to take it for, but ultimately it has a cause and effect, and that effect is that these things are still not treated, okay, but causing more effects, more so of these things that you see around you and that you're consuming, breathing in. Same thing, man. All right, and this devil is being revealed for it, man, through the spirit prayer of BAHASHAM. It says, and at the last he will declare his wickedness. So Esau will eventually show his true nature, all right, and let his devilish ways be revealed, all right, especially when all hell breaks loose and he has no other alternative to turn to, man. All right, he gonna go back to his natural base state. Now let's grab what I was looking for going into that term. All right, because here you have it. I wanted to look up radiation poisoning, because that's what's ultimately going on. And as the lady spoke, that's what's being affected, or you're pretty much being affected by that radiation poisoning. It says acute radiation syndrome, all right, known as ARS. It's sometimes known as radiation toxicity or radiation sickness, is an acute illness caused by irradiation of the entire body. So like if I pronounced that wrong, but it's IRRADIATIN or ION. It says of the entire body or most of the body by a high dose of penetrating radiation in a very short period of time, usually a matter of minutes. Usually a matter of minutes. So here you have it, man. Esau has these certain things that you being close to it can cause these effects on your body. Okay, because that's ultimately what it's used for, man. So here you have it, these devils build these towers and build these, 1G, 2G, 3G, 4G, 5G. Now you recently seen it was talking about 6G, all right, which is to pretty much grow and the effects and injuries to your body as over time. All right. I typed in too. It says, what are signs of radiation poisoning, right? It says these symptoms include loss of appetite, fatigue, fever, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, or possibly even seizures and coma. And these are possible things that can happen to you, all right, when you are standing next to these high voltage vibrations, man. Okay, these things can really affect you, man. These phones do so much, but when you get close to these things, it causes even more of an effect. All right. Grab a few more scriptures. Lord, when you're edified, and close it out. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 10. It says, never trust thy enemy, for like of iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. So, this is why you can't mainly trust Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, because why? He has things to build up today that is causing you to breathe short of life, man. Okay, all these things that you're seeing, you're consuming, you're eating, you're breathing, all right, these devils are causing it to happen to you every day. You're getting sick, you're feeling ill, all these things, man. Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, is behind these things, all right, and you can't be naive or ignorant to his devices. It says, reading again, Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 10, it says, never trust thy enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. So he will reveal his wickedness, all right, throughout time, just like of a, you got a pretty little nice fence, all right, over different seasons go by, it starts to deteriorate and shows that natural rust. And that's how Esau is, man. He's revealing that wickedness that's in him, and he will eventually show his horns. It says, verse 11, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and be aware. It's like it says, and beware of him, right? Because what is he always trying to do? He's trying to find a way to get you caught up in a snare and net, so that he can fulfill those things that's according to his agenda, which is forcing through gradualism his NWO to leading you to that charagma. It says, and though shall be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away, right? So if you think about it, man, you wipe a dirty mirror, or like a foggy mirror, you know, this devil's gonna be there, man. You know, he's not gonna change those ways, man. You know, you're gonna see for what he really is. Let me see. I could jump down. Let me see. There's another scripture I want to grab. It's in the same chapter. Here it is. I'll close it out with this. Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 16. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, and right now Esau has that opportunity right now, man. Okay, he got that opportunity. What it says, he will not be satisfied with blood. Ultimately, that's why a lot of things that you see today are ultimately contaminated with anything and everything, toxic, sickness, things, all this stuff that's in everything you have, because he won't be satisfied. And look at how many accounts that these devils have caused death